All right, what's up, everyone? MK Tom Brady here. So in this video, I want to talk about the state of MK Legacy Collection, and it's a week since its launch. 1 week and 1 day since launch. It's received, I believe, 2 or 3 rounds of patching on PC, at least 1 on console, and I want to talk about how the game is today. However, I need to address certain videos that went out over the weekend and early in the week proclaiming that they didn't notice any input delay on the PC because, after all said and done, there actually wasn't any. It wasn't really noticeable. And it wasn't just one person. It was a few people that were saying this. But yeah, I mean, this was going on, and people were like, Tom, what do you got to say about that? And it was like, hey, I didn't notice it because maybe it wasn't there. And plenty of people didn't notice it because they're just loving the offline mode so much. And really, you don't really notice it on PC. And there are some that said they didn't play the console versions yet. And some on Xbox were reporting, I really don't feel it on Xbox, and I play it all the time. I don't notice nothing. And people then on PlayStation were saying it's hardly noticeable. Maybe a little bit, not much. So, on the people that came for me and said, what about this, Tom? Starting up stuff for nothing. It was reported that didn't feel any input delay on the PC because it really wasn't there after all. So let's take a look at Rio's video. This is from the same version of the game that people supposedly didn't feel any input delay in the offline mode of the game. And I know what I'm seeing, and I know what is being reported by trusted sources. So let's go ahead and play this clip now.
Wow. Oh my god. The game audio is a bit loud. I could slightly lower it. Okay, I slightly lowered it. Well, this is kind of hard to do. Why is it?
Okay, so here we see Rio in several instances twice tried to do high punch, down high punch, and there was so much input latency that he just got the first high punch and couldn't even finish the string, struggling to do instant air fireballs, struggling to do jump kick fireball with Cabal, and something that is literally as easy for someone like Rio to do as it is for you to use the bathroom in the morning. Healthy people, anyway. So it's as easy as it is for you to take a breath of air. That's how easy it is for him. And clearly, you notice there is input latency. And this is on the very same version people would have had day one. The very same version people would have had a couple of days before day one, or a day after day one, or 2 days after day one. It's the same version. Now, are there some people who obviously... So here was what was reported. On PC, I think not people just hitting a button and then clicking the stopwatch and saying, see, it's not there. I think it was 20 ms of lag. I believe that's what it was. So it was minute compared to the console versions. However, it was there. Now, are there some people who probably didn't notice it offline on PC? Sure. Are there others who know fighting games who should have noticed it? Yes. Do I believe that they did not notice it? I do not. I do not. That you're just trying to be positive. I get it. You want to be positive. But what I'm watching and what I'm hearing are two different things. And do I expect, again, that there are some people who don't notice it? Probably so. Are there people who understand fighting games who will notice this? Yes. And if they're saying they did not, we know what that is. I mean, it is what it is. Now let's talk about the current version of the game as it was kind of patched multiple times, and everyone's saying how much better it is now on PC, and everything's fixed on PC. So because everything's fixed, this was a clip from Fate after the most recent update, and let's go ahead and take a look at how smooth online is running for him.
Now, the two videos that I have here, right, are recorded. One was on live stream, right, which is the MK4 one that you can see here. This is the first time I ever got the glitch, which is like really bizarre, right? And then later on, I got this one when I was just trying to play a match on, I think it was Trilogy, right? I've never seen this before.
Okay, so, I mean, clearly this does not look fun. I mean, there are all kind of bugs being reported, crashes being reported, and it doesn't look very fun. And I caught a podcast that was recorded yesterday by Rio, Dave. They had special guests, Jugs on there, No Doubt, etc., who are, UMK3 players, classic players. And they're talking about their experience. But before that, Rio talked about how before this podcast started, for 2 hours, he was trying to get matches online. And this is the current version on PC, the one that everybody claims has been fixed and is running fine and dandy, and all the negativity and hate is unjustified. So let's go ahead and listen to Rio's online experience.
Just spend $50, or at least some of us in the call did, to buy this, and the product doesn't work. Like to go off what you said earlier, I started playing 2 hours and 20 minutes ago because I was gonna hop on today. I was streaming. I was gonna play 2 hours of this, and then on the podcast, I was gonna talk about how the matches felt tonight compared to when I played last week. However, I couldn't find a single opponent to play tonight because every time I got matched with somebody, the game crashed. I tried uninstalling, reinstalling. I tried to verify the game files. I did everything you possibly could. The chat was saying, hey, Rio, do this, do that. Nothing worked. It just kept crashing. So the game right now on PC as of 2 hours ago is unplayable. It doesn't work. I tried MK1, MK2, MK3, MK4. I tried everything and nothing worked. I tried setting the quality for connection to 1 bar. I tried putting cross region on, off. I tried putting delay to 10. Anything you could possibly think of, I did. And the game kept crashing. It just does not work on PC. It's terrible.
Okay, so here's Rio. This is as of last night, less than 24 hours ago, about 12 hours ago, saying, hey, I was online for 2 hours. I wanted to test how the game feels so that I could give my opinion. The problem is I couldn't because I couldn't play anybody online. My game kept crashing. And the chat, what are they doing? Hey, no. And they're going through an FAQ of what everybody is saying on Twitter and Reddit and all these things you have to do, adjust this, adjust that, because people are saying it works fine for me. All I did was do this. All I did was do that. Rio tries every single possible option for 2 hours, and none of it worked. He wasn't able to get a single online game, so he couldn't even give his opinion. Can I say that the game is more playable right now on PC? Everything's working fine? No, it's absolutely awful, absolutely terrible still on PC. And as far as like how are the games playing right now? Like if you play right now, whether it's PlayStation, PC, etc., how are the games going to feel? So there were some comments by Jugs, who plays on PlayStation, Rio on PC, and Dave chimes in with what an article was saying on Event Hubs about the refunds and things like that and the patches. Let's go ahead and play this clip here. Again, this is as of last night, so 12 hours ago. Let's go ahead and play this clip from the podcast.
The input, like, it doesn't matter how good the connection is, like on PlayStation, because the input delay is so bad. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. How would you?
I just don't understand how. I would say, like, at best, 5 to 6 frames of delay.
Jeez, that's awful.
Yeah.
See, on PC, there's not much of a delay issue. On PC, it's more like there's this weird lag. I don't know exactly. Like, it's like the game is somehow stuttering, or there's something in the game that's causing it not to play properly, which I can feel sometimes. Like someone needs to really look into see what it is, because I feel like when you play the game on PC, for the most part, it doesn't have bad delay and it runs good. But while you're playing it, there's something off about it, where there'll be like a frame here that'll just skip, and you can really notice it. Now, if you're new to UMK3 and you haven't been playing a lot of it before this came out, you probably won't see it, and you'll be like, what are these people talking about? But if you've been playing a lot of the games lately, like UMK3 on Fight Kid and all that, and you go to play this, you can instantly notice that there's just like this weird like issue around the game that's causing it not to run properly at times. It's like this odd lag. You especially feel it online when you're playing with people. Like when I was playing MK2, it felt like the game was going in slow motion, but then running fast. It just felt so odd.
Do you think it has anything to do with the rollback?
I don't know what it is. It's a unique, weird feeling.
Well, speaking of that, let me just jump in and say that there has been a patch to allegedly address the, latency, the input lag. I just linked you guys, not in the Twitch channel yet, in the Discord, about. I'm just going to read the article. This is credit to Event Hubs. Apparently, reportedly, only slightly reduced input lag for PlayStation, as Sony offers refunds. We'll talk about the latter in a second here, but apparently it's only been corrected by maybe a frame or two. So instead of it being, 6.5 frames, now it's maybe like 5-ish or something like that. Somebody already did the testing apparently on. It's the same guy whom we referenced in the last podcast. This guy Noodle or Woodle, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
He did some testing. So. And then people on Reddit, and it's all linked in this article on Event Hubs. Sony is not known to give people refunds, but apparently in this case they did.
Okay, so couple of things to point out. Jugs, not myself before I speak, he still noticed horrible input delay online. Can't really tell how good the online is. Input delay offline. You can't notice if the online is good or bad because the input delay is so bad no matter which way you play. So if you play offline, the input delay is atrocious. When you go online, the input delay is so atrocious you really can't tell how good or bad the online is because the input delay, no matter where you're playing, is atrocious. Do I believe that there's this horde of people enjoying the offline mode of the game on PlayStation? A very few. In general, it's awful. Now, for those that say it doesn't matter, I'm having a ball on PC, these people still spent money on the game. And a lot of the newer players, the modern audience that it's going to take to get into these games in order for there to be a good enough online scene, they've got to get into it as well. And a lot of them are on PlayStation. And they see this experience, they're going to leave. They're not going to say, oh, I'll buy it on Steam and play there. No, they're done. They've moved on. They're playing another game and they're not coming back. So it's a huge problem. As to what Rio said on the PC, he said there's a weird delay. Can't explain it. Said he goes online and it just doesn't feel good. So, maybe, I'm not really sure if there's I talked to some people who didn't really notice any input delay right now on PC offline. So apparently on PC, the offline mode now, which was 20 ms of delay, although some said they didn't notice it, it was 20 ms of delay is apparently gone. They fixed that. But online, there's just something that feels weird. And what Dave brings up is that, people were reporting like 6-7 frames of input delay, and that Sony has done refunds. Now, Sony doesn't do refunds. Once you download the game and you play it, I don't care if it's for a second, you own it, period. You have to prove that the game is either not what was advertised, and good luck doing that, because there's always some loophole where you got and misunderstood. But more importantly, you have to prove that the game just isn't really playable. And that's what people were, that's why they were refunding it. The game wasn't playable. This version of the game where plenty of people are enjoying the game offline, so, everything is good. People are getting refunded from Sony, who generally doesn't really give refunds. So that just shows you how bad the state of the game was. I see people talk about, the MK community is never happy. They're complaining. People were literally tweeting at Digital Eclipse, thanks for all you do. It's unfortunate people aren't appreciating your effort. First of all, they were only putting this effort in because of the refunds and the people complaining. Had everyone pulled Good Little Soldier, I don't notice anything. I don't see anything. Give them some time. They'll get it right. We would have gotten 0 patches, not 1. So I want to say again, they're not doing this because, we were planning to roll out some early patches and people aren't being appreciative. They were planning to release 0 patches, exactly 0 patches this early on in the game, and they're only doing so because of the blowback. So this is why you need to say something. And had the NRS version of the community not been so stupid as to suck up the garbage they got with MK1, maybe their game wouldn't be done and moved on, and they wouldn't have had their final combat in a venue where the ceiling is falling on people's heads. But of course, the modern NRS community is still not smart enough to realize that they have power as a consumer. They just give it away and say, yes, master, I'll eat the slop you give us. However, a lot of these people with Legacy, they're tired of it. The last few NRS products have been garbage. MK has been putting out garbage for years now, and they were just tired of it. So finally, enough people rose up and complained and compelled Digital Eclipse to do something about it. Otherwise, nothing was going to get done. Nothing. 0. So for those that are saying, good on you, too bad your efforts aren't appreciated, they weren't planning to do this. They were forced to do it because, as always, the power is with the people and with the consumer. And when products start getting refunded, and even Sony's given refunds, it's a problem. So this is why this stuff happened. This is not an ungrateful community or a community that's crying or complaining or just can't ever be happy. This is just not true. And keep in mind, even if you're someone who says, well, I don't seem to mind, I play offline, and I just have plenty of fun. I don't see what the problem is. Just be patient, and they'll roll out these patches, and everything gonna be all right, Tom. Well, let me just tell you the stupidity of that logic. What you are saying is that your $50, your money, is worth more than everyone else's because you don't feel like playing online and you're playing offline. Everybody else should just shut up, and when I roll out the patches, then go play online. What you in your single-celled amoeba brain ceases to realize is when this eventually happens, if things don't get fixed now, and we gotta wait for these patches to roll out and they make it right, there won't be anyone to play online. And then it will be, we're trying to go online and play, and we're like, hey, now all these patches came out, and we can't find anyone online because nobody's playing it. Then they'll say, can never be happy. First you said the game wasn't playable, and now it is, and you can go online and get good games, and you're still not happy. Yeah, we are not happy because we can't play anyone. Of course we're not happy. And keep in mind, a lot of these games, the arcade versions, are available on a free product called Fightcade, and this product is free. Yet you are getting us to pay almost the price of a full new release AAA title for a game that doesn't even work when better versions exist for free. And to say, it's there for the offline content. It's there for the documentaries. Look, I'm not going to say any names, But some of these people have no fucking clue about the real history of the game. They were told the history of the game, and they're just repeating it. I mean, they didn't actually bring in real historians. I mean, like, yet Ed Boon, John Tobias, and the people who worked on it, but besides that, none of these people are actually historians. I mean, and this product, this will be available on YouTube for free. So literally, these documentaries, they'll be on YouTube for free. The versions of these games, the arcade ports, are on Fightcade for free, and they run better. So what are we paying for? We're paying for a product where we have all the MK games, where we can get the entire community, we can get players into these games and expand the community. The community has gone as far as it can on Fightcade. Fightcade's not going to get any bigger. You've got to be able to capture the modern audience, and a lot of the modern audience are on consoles. There are some that will get it on PC because they don't have to download anything. They just get Steam, download the game, and it plays. They don't have to install this, install that, blah, blah, blah. People don't like doing that. Modern players want put game in, play game. It allows modern players to get into the game on PC as well as console and link all those players up on what we want to be crossplay, and it allows the scene to grow and to bring in newer players for these games. That's why people were excited for this. And it's just not happening, and it may never happen if they don't fix this game. Digital Eclipse, I mean, my experience on PlayStation, dude, let me be honest with you. It's absolutely dreadful. Here were the real numbers. Originally, the MS was 20 MS on PC, 58 MS on Xbox, and then 116 MS on PlayStation. It is now very good on PC as far as the offline input delay. The Xbox has been fixed. I think it's still there a little bit, but a little bit less. And the PC, the PlayStation is like 84 frames of input delay. And these were actually tested and confirmed. This is atrocious. This is atrocious. It has to get fixed, or this game is going to die. And by the time you roll out all your patches, we're not going to have anyone. We're not going to have anyone to play, unfortunately. So it needs to be improved immediately. And all these people saying there's nothing to see here, whatever, you have been tricked into surrendering your power as consumers. And this is why Mortal Kombat games have been garbage for the last few years. Not just this one, but even the NRS ones, because you will accept whatever they give you, and you want to be positive and be grateful, or you're trying to stay in the good graces with developers and publishers. I mean, just, this game is on the verge of dying. It's on life support right now. It's on life support. Please do something like now, not in weeks. You have days, or people are done and they're not going to come back, unfortunately. So please, before we lose the window that we have, please fix this game. And thank you.